Check 1 2 1 2. It's your boy Sterling Christian, and we here with another episode of Superheroes Only podcast. And today I'm here with a very special guest, someone that I know personally. Listen, I'm gonna read a little bit of her bio. Quandra Banks grew up in a little city by the name of Jefferson, Georgia, but now resides in Atlanta-based area. She went viral with over 14 million views singing while grabbing the attention of Janet Jackson, The Shade Room, Tamala Mann, Eva Marcille, and several others. After experiencing death, it birthed an awakening that has allowed her to inspire people around the globe with vocals that commands any atmosphere. Recipient of several awards, she remains humble and focused on creating music that inspires, impacts, and empowers. Listen, everybody, this is Quandra Banks. How you doing?
Hey, I am good. How you doing?
Good, I'm good. It's good to see you.
Man, I know. I
Listen,
know.
she a awesome singer. We might put her on the spot later. Hope she ready. Nah, so Quandra, we want to start off. We want to get right into the, you know what I mean, to the interview.
Okay.
So we're gonna start off. Um, of course, we know where you're from, right?
Right.
Jefferson. Um, now, how was that growing up versus being in Atlanta? So making that shift from Jefferson to Atlanta.
If I can be honest and truthful, it was scary because when you are just so accustomed with just being in this one place, this one atmosphere, you are afraid to see what's next for your life. And that's how I was. I knew that I wanted better, but it was like, how can I really just jump? You know what I'm saying? Like, how can I really move to the next without actually really having that fear in me? Because I was very fearful. You know
Mm,
what I'm saying? Like my younger days and things like that. But I know that I wanted better. I know that I wanted to do something major, and singing and things of that nature. Like the small town is nothing but hidden talents. But I was afraid until that one moment in my life, something is like the Holy Spirit allow something to unlock in me,
mm,
and so it was that very moment that kind of really shifted me, and I didn't have no choice but to leap.
mm.
And so me moving and transitioning to that place really just it done something major in me. It was a birthing in me that I didn't have a choice at this point. So, it was scary, but it was worth it. It really unlocked a lot of potentials that I really didn't even know that I had in me.
That's
So
dope. That's dope. Yeah, a lot of great talent come from like those small like
yes.
country towns. And Jefferson definitely
Ooh, when
small.
you listen to it,
Listen,
people ask me like,
Quandra
where is that
invited.
at?
Listen, Quandra invited us to Jefferson one time. Listen, people, I gotta look at the camera. Quandra
Oh
invited us to
me.
Jefferson. She had to sing there. She put on a concert. I think it was was it a concert? What was it? It
It
was
was a concert,
it was a
yes.
concert. So she put on for her city. It was one red light, one store, but we had fun. Um,
Oh
yo,
man,
it's crazy, but it's a
it was
lot of
amazing.
hidden talent.
It definitely
I
is.
feel like the cities always get the credit, um, but a lot of artists are from like
Yeah,
smaller
yeah.
towns. But the nearest city next to them is almost like what like gives them that break,
Mhm.
which and that's fine because you really can't blow up in your hometown
Right.
anyway.
Definitely.
If Jesus had to leave
Yeah.
his
He wasn't honored.
exactly. So now how old were you when you started singing?
Oh, um, I want to say I started singing when I was about 5, 6, around that, but even younger. Like I will walk around with a brush, pretending that it's a microphone.
Mm,
And I don't know, just been around my grandmother and my uncles because they actually done music. They traveled and things of that nature, but it was just something about the music that I heard, it soothed my soul. So just growing up in it and being so young and really just seeing them, like, it just I'm like, "Wow, I wanna do that one day." But it was just something that was also natural. It wasn't something that I was taught, but it was just something by ear that I heard that made me kinda, like, draw. It drew me
Okay.
to the noise, to the sound. So, yeah, I was about 5, 6.
So so to me that sounds like you were called, you were chosen
Yes.
to do this. Some people are taught to do this. Like you said, some people you didn't take music class,
No.
vocal, none of that. You of course
Right.
maybe when you
In
got older,
school, right, when I got
but
older, right.
just naturally,
Yeah, it was
okay.
definitely natural.
So now, did you start singing in the church first, or were you out the church?
No.
So I know you said you saw, some of your family
Mhm.
singing. So where were they
It
singing
was
at?
it was more so like the outings, out, in the opening.
Okay.
It was more so in the opening. They would have different type of family reunions and things of that nature. And sometimes I would go and travel with my uncle and hear his bands and things of that nature. So it was more so of that. I wasn't in church. You know what I'm saying? I
Mm,
went to church, but it wasn't in church. So that's why, like, even now, me being older, when I go to different churches or anything of that nature and I'm invited, like, you have different sceneries,
right.
and sometimes my spirit it connects and sometimes my spirit don't connect. And sometimes when it's like that, sometimes you can feel like you're out of place because you haven't grew up into
Mm,
different, atmospheres of that. So, but I also knew that it was something different within me. It was raw. It was real, and from that moment, just on, just like God been doing amazing things,
wow.
teaching me different things, because we, as a culture, and the people that's in the church, we feel like that everything has to be taught in church. And that's not the case.
Correct.
That's not the case.
Correct.
So,
Yeah.
it's a lot of people that really, really know God for real. That don't even go to church. It's
That's
some
a
people
fact.
that don't even go to church,
That's a
but
fact.
it does not mean that they don't have a relationship with Him. It does not mean that their life wasn't called by Him, wasn't chosen by Him, because it's a lot of people that are affected. You know what I'm saying? Like, that has really been called to do
Mm,
the will of God. That don't even go to church, but the moment that you interact with them, you connect with them, like, you begin to see the hand of God really upon their life, and it's something different. And I can truly speak from that place. I went to church, of course. My family, seeing them growing up in church and things and singing, but it's different when God call you from a different place outside of church.
mm,
So
okay. That makes a lot of sense. So that's crazy because you singing now singing in the church and of course you sing outside the church too, doing ministry outside, and
right.
just like you said, it's a lot of people that know the word, because if you ever been to jail or prison,
Hmm.
people a lot of people in there know the word.
Right.
It's a lot of anointed people in there.
Right.
um, Outside, I mean, the real church is outside the four walls. I
Right.
mean, we are the church, but
Right.
the real ministry is outside the four walls. um that's a dope, I think that's why you rather minister outside. Like, I
Yeah.
saw you just put up a video where you were at the park
Right.
singing, preaching, which was dope.
Right.
So I saw that on social media. So I think that's dope. So to take it back to, because I was going to ask you who was probably your most influential artist, or who did you look up the most when it came to singing, but I guess you would say your uncle probably at that age,
My uncle and my grandmother,
and your
definitely my
grandmother.
grandmother,
Mm,
because it was always them,
right, right.
and it was something that my grandmother had that I knew that I needed. So it was her guidance
Okay.
that was leading me and drawing me, and just her showing me, the ways and the things of the music world, you know, because I also watch, like, you have people that actually go to school for music and things of that nature, but when it's different when it comes raw, when you didn't have a vocal coach or you didn't have these type of lessons, but you had the ear to hear.
Mm.
But my grandmother definitely, I mean, just being in the kitchen, her singing, cooking, those type of things that really it grew in me. And it was definitely a special place knowing that I'm seeing my grandmother doing what she loved to do. And now that I have picked up the pieces of doing what she's been doing. So
Wow.
yeah.
Yeah, that's dope. So, do you remember the first song you ever sung? Like being a little kid, not necessarily performing, but maybe just around the house. Do you remember singing and then everybody's like, "Oh, like she may be a singer." Do you remember like what song were you singing? Like it could have been Marietta Little Lane, it could have been anything, but do you remember like that
um,
first song? Or should I say, let me rephrase that question, the first song that you fell in love with to sing?
if I had, I would really say Kurt Franklin. I
Mm,
definitely grew up off Kurt Franklin. Now behold the Lamb.
mm,
That song kind of, whew, yeah, it
that's the
was that
one.
song.
That's the one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
I ain't gonna lie, every time I hear that song, I cry.
Definitely. Now behold the Lamb.
Yeah.
Kurt Franklin done something to me back in the day, and
Okay.
still does something to me.
Okay.
So it was definitely now behold the Lamb.
So you feel like Kurt Franklin is probably one of the most influential gospel artists that's popular.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Like,
Versus like your grandmother and uncle who
right.
are not as known, but
Yeah.
you would say, okay,
He
yeah,
wa- he was he was the one that kind of like birthed
mm,
music, you know what I'm saying? Just really having that creativity
yeah,
to really hear
yeah, because
different sounds.
he
Yes.
changed the sound. It's I tell people every 10 to 20 years
Yeah.
somebody changes the sound.
Mhm.
Like when the Clark sisters came out, it was
Right.
crazy. Before the Clark sisters, the Hawkins family, like you had the Hawkins family,
Yeah.
they was the Clark sisters came, they changed it.
Yeah.
Kurt Franklin came, he changed it.
Right.
Ty Tribbett came, he changed it. So I feel like um Kurt Franklin definitely did that.
Yeah.
So I can understand. And then that was too like your era
Yeah.
of you growing up.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? As far as
Mhm.
gospel music on the gospel
Yes.
side. Okay.
Yes. And
Yeah.
knowing, you had to do those skits in church and stuff like
Right.
that. So
Right.
that's all we heard was
Right.
Kurt Franklin.
Right.
It was a
Yeah.
song from him. Yeah.
Wow.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's dope. That's super dope.
Yeah.
So now, okay, years later, you're grown now. Got a birthday coming up.
Right.
About to be 35 or 34.
34.
34.
Yep.
Okay. So you're an artist now. You're a
Mhm.
recording artist. I know that's cliche. I know you rather
Right.
say you're a worshiper. But you
Right.
got music out, so you're an
Right.
artist by default.
Right.
Um, so how old were you when you started writing? And how
Um,
was that to say, "Oh, I'm gonna write a song"?
if I can really be honest, I never really been big on writing because I thought I couldn't write.
Okay.
I wasn't a good writer.
Okay.
Let me just say that.
And that's okay.
I wasn't a good writer, but I was a good listener.
Mm.
So majority of the songs that I would hear,
Hmm.
it was what God really implemented in me, put in me, the things that I went through. So, and just, going to school and things of that nature, like, I'm like, I will write, but it wasn't the flow that I was desiring. So I remember one night praying to God and really asking God to give me, if it was his will, to give me that gift, because sometimes you feel out of place when you're around different artists and you really don't know your identity and things
Hmm.
of that nature. So it's like,
Hmm.
um God, wait a minute, I don't want to be in these type of rooms because I don't have the skill yet.
Right. Right.
But God had to really sit me down and he really had to train me and teach me, like, it's not about how skillful you are, but it's about the fact of really hearing my voice and to know what really is going to bring the type of affection to the world, to the people, what they need to hear. They need to hear your story. And so however I release it unto you, that's what I need you to release. And
Mm.
so it was at that moment then, when I tell you God just began to give me that gift, like I began to really take that gift and really apply it to my life and just flow with it. And you know, and just coming into your identity, you know what I'm saying? Because so many times we get caught up thinking that we have to be like everybody else or sound like everybody else. But God said, no, I created you to be you. This is your sound. This is your gift. This is your talent. I want people to see you. I want people to see me in you. But I also want to see the fact that you're obedient to whatever I say to you. And so, like, God began to perfect the more that He would increase, you know, my anointing and me just being obedient to His voice and His will. Like, it seemed like the more that He increased and perfect that skill.
Right,
You know
right.
what I'm saying? And
Get better
so
and better
as
every time.
time went on, like I got better and better because I'm growing, I'm learning, I'm maturing,
Yep.
you know, and so things like that, like really unlocked even the
Right.
more.
Right.
Like even to this day, like the new single that I'm releasing, I'm like, God, wow, I never thought that I really had this in me like that. But it's like the more that you go through in life, the more you experience, you have something to talk about.
That's fact. And
So
and two, like not to even cut you off, but just not even in the spiritual side, but on the physical side. One of the things as a great singer or a great artist, right? You've recorded songs that other people have wrote for you.
right,
And a lot of artists have.
right,
So also allowing somebody else
hmm
to write a song for you and they write it specifically for you,
right,
that also speaks volume of the artist
yes,
because you can say, I can put that pride to the side and say,
right,
hey, I know I can write a song,
right,
but hey, this artist got a song he
yeah,
said he wrote for me. And
right.
then it goes perfect with you.
hmm
You know what
Right,
I'm saying? So when you do stuff like that, it's like God also sees that.
right.
So he'll be like,
That
okay,
humbleness, that humble side.
I'm a bless her. I'm gonna help her skill too
Yeah,
because you know what I'm saying. Like she ain't gonna always have to use somebody, but
right,
sometimes you can.
right. And
You
it's
know,
okay.
all the greats,
Right,
Tasha Cobbs, a lot of greats
right,
have letting people write for them.
right,
So it's like what makes us any different.
right.
You know what I'm
And it,
saying?
it it doesn't stop anything. It does not
No,
take away who you are.
it
It just
doesn't,
it really just shows the humility side of you as well.
and it takes a team.
Yes,
So
definitely.
it's like you got a production team, you got a writing team, you know, you got a stylist, you
Right.
got videographers. So being an artist, you have to have help. If
Yeah.
you try to do everything for yourself or by yourself,
It's
you
gonna
going
weaken you.
it's gonna weaken you
Yeah.
and you're gonna
For
get
sure.
tired and burnt out quick.
Yeah.
So yeah, kudos to you on that.
Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
So now we gonna get a little more personal
Okay.
because the way you was talking about your grandmother lets me know even though I already know, but it lets me know that you got a soft spot for her.
I do.
So I know she was probably like the pillar of the family. So she was the strength. So let's talk about that. And I know it was tough losing her. So how did she impact your life from a little girl to being a grown woman to now losing her? How was that?
Ooh. Um Man, she taught me the woman that I am today. You know, she taught me strength.
Yeah, it's okay.
She showed me how to be strong. And no matter what in my life, she showed me and taught me how to never give up, never quit. When I tell you the strongest woman that I've ever, ever met in my life, so humble, so kind. I'm talking about I seen a woman that fed people off the street, took them in, didn't know who they were,
Mm,
gave them meals to eat, clothed them, talking about showed that mother figure. And even though she was going through what she was going through, a woman that was so loving, so loving. And when people see me, they see her, you know, and I'm just like, God, you know, and I tell people all the time, it's a difference. It's easy to be strong, but when you're forced to be strong, it's different. It's different
Because when you're forced to be strong, you don't have a choice but to keep on moving, but to keep on doing what God called you to do, and not having that voice in your ear, not having that voice to really cheer you on, to literally
Mm.
show you that everything okay. Like when you feel you're all alone, you have nobody, like you have people around you, but it's like, yeah, I have people around me, but yet I still feel alone. My grandmother was that soft spot. She was that woman that no matter what, she gonna get it out the mud. She was that protector.
Mm.
And even towards the end, she would call me every single day. Every single day. She would ask me, baby, how you doing? How you and the kids, y'all okay? You know, what you gotta do this weekend? You coming down here to see me? And sometimes we can get so busy with life to the point we take for granted the time and the moments that we really supposed to spend with our loved ones. And if I can be honest, thank you. There was times where I was so busy with life because I wanted what was best for my family. I wanted a better way out. And I always felt like music was my escape. And it was like I was trying to rush certain things to get certain things done just so I can show her like what you prayed for me, what you spoke and talked to God on my behalf for. Like I was trying to show her before she was actually gone. And that was the whole purpose of me even putting her in my song, turning around for me.
Mm.
And it's like, you know how you have this feeling where you feel something, but you don't know when? And it was that feeling at that moment. It was like, I gotta get this video out. I gotta get this video out. And I didn't understand at the time why God allowed me to pick that song because I didn't know that things was gonna happen like that in my life was gonna turn, you know. And even though it's an inspirational song, but it's different for me. It was more so like I didn't have a choice because this was somebody that prayed for me. This was somebody that taught me the music. This was somebody that showed me dedication. This was somebody who earned that spot regardless of what was thrown away. Like she worked hard, made sure that we had provided for us. It didn't matter what it was. It didn't matter how it had to be done. She made sure that it was done. She made sure that we had going to school, you know, making sure that we had a good job, had decent clothes, had food to eat, and just losing that. And it's like, what now, God? Like, I no longer have this voice in my ear. I no longer have this woman that raised me, you know, like she's no longer here. So it's now, you know, in life, this life right now,
Mm.
I do feel alone. Like, even though I have my siblings, my mother, whom I love so much, but it's like you still trying to be the strong one for everybody else.
Right.
Because knowing that you still have your mother, which is a blessing, but knowing and seeing how she have to fight and hold back tears, trying to be strong,
Right.
knowing she lost her husband, she lost her mother,
Mm.
she lost her father, she lost children, you know, and trying to be strong and make sure that she got what she need. Like, and then it's like you have the outside world coming against you because they feel like you have this and you got that, and you know, and they don't really know the story. They don't know how many times I had to roll up out of my bed afflicted. They don't know how many times I had to sit on the edge of my bed, cry myself to sleep, you know, praying and begging and asking God, like, when will my life change? When will it turn for the better? So really just having that backbone, leave your life unexpectedly. I'm literally, and what's crazy, I was in a car accident. The car accident was July 17th, not knowing that I was getting ready to lose her July 31st.
Mm.
And us burying her on my birthday, like my birthday, it will never be the same, and I just, it's very soft for me. It's very soft for me to um talk about when anybody even mention her, you know.
Right.
But every single day is a push for me.
Mm.
It's a push. And tell people all the time, I'm not chasing popularity. I'm not chasing fame. I don't want any of that. This is my real life story. This is who I am as a woman of God, a mother, like so many times people wear masks because they want to show the world that they are this, they are that. And behind closed doors, you facing so much in your life to the point that you can't even hold your head up. And that's not me. I
Mm.
will never be that. I don't want to be that. Accept me for who I am. God is the only one that perfects us, make us better,
Mm.
make us greater. So there, I absolutely, when she died, not only did she show me how strong that I am, but she showed me that I don't have to prove a point to nobody. I don't have to prove anything to anybody because it's not about them. It's about God and what and who He say that I am. So those moments I cherish and I apply it and I take it day by day and every day because it hits me. I never know when it hits me, out of the blue. And sometimes I just sit on my bed and I won't do nothing. Can't say nothing to nobody. Don't want to be bothered to nobody. And I think I became even more unbothered, not wanting to deal, not wanting to interact, not just want to just do nothing. But I had to find that strength, that inner strength, even the more in God to really say, you know what? I know she wouldn't want me to quit. I know she wouldn't want me to stop. I know she wouldn't want me to just marble in this pain that I'm going through and that I'm in. She would want me to just really hold my head up and just keep going. So I take that.
Right.
That's what's allowing me to keep going, keep pushing.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Now I will say God don't make mistakes. Um, your grandmother prayed for you. She definitely um prepared you, even though you may feel like you're not prepared. She knew between you and your mom, y'all would have to be strong. But she knew, that even that day would come. You know what I'm saying? That she wouldn't be here. But she prepared you. And that's why you're able to go now. You know what I'm saying? See, the thing about God, he don't make mistakes at all. So when you look at everything, everything happens for a reason. You moving back to Jefferson had to happen because your family needed you. You just didn't look at it like that. Um, and I'm not even. That's just what I feel. So I just had to tell you that. You got me about to tear up. But you know, just keep your grandmother name alive. Keep pushing. Um, she lives through you, and you know that. Yeah, you know that. So that's all I got to say. I know it was a touchy subject. Um, got us crying on the set. It's crazy. um, yeah, but we appreciate you even opening up for that. You got a piece of tissue here. It's not a booger, everybody. It's not a booger. um, so now I know that was personal, so we're gonna get a little more personal. Now, I've been knowing Quandra since 2018. So a lot of things that has happened in her life, I know about it. So you had people say a near death experience, but you actually died twice. Um, so how was that? Like, how did that affect you when you came back and realized that you were dead and they had to revive you and bring you back to life? Um, and I remember getting the call, you know, and all I remember was Quandra is dead, Quandra is dead. Then it was like they brought her back, so it was scary for me. So how was that once you woke up and you realized, because I know you say, when I've heard people say when they had that near death experience, when they died, it's like they saw things, they saw God, they saw heaven, hell. How was that experience?
It was very shocking. Like, it was unbelievable. Um, I didn't even remember what happened to me.
Mm,
In the moment that I woke up, all I knew was that I was in the hospital and I had tubes in my mouth.
wow.
It was very devastated. I was just a stun. Like, I didn't know anything. I didn't know anything. Honestly, my body felt as if I was a zombie for real. Like, literally, it was very painful. I was hooked up to all type of machines. Um, from the story that was told to me, and the fact that they was watching me from the window and they was watching them trying to revive me and bring me back because there was so much inflammation in my body, to the point that my lungs collapsed and I went into a sudden cardiac arrest. And they told me that I would never be able to walk again. They told me I would never be able to talk again. I had to do all things, start over with everything. But through all of that, I did experience heaven. I remember going through this tunnel. I can't tell you how fast it was. It was can't even begin to explain, but it was very fast, moving very fast. And I remember ending up in this dark place at first, and it was like, wasn't like TVs, but it was like these screens all over the place. And it was like I saw the witches and warlocks, how they would enter into human bodies, and how they would take over their mind. And it was like they was stirring, they was chanting among each other. And then it was like I went from that to me landing in front of a gate, but the gate was open. And it it was so bright, but it was like this cloudy. It was clouds. It was white. It was pure, and it was like the aroma, the smell that I kept getting from heaven. It was like it was paved with gold, and it was sparkly. And next thing you know, I'm walking, and by the time I get to this other side, I saw Moses and I saw Abraham, and they both had empty scrolls in their hand. And it was like, how the ancient days, the old times, it was like they had on these robes, but it was like of ancient days, and they had the white scroll in their hand. And I began to just look around. I was astounded. It was like butterflies. It was like colorful, gold, sparkly. And I remember walking, and the more that I walked, the more it got brighter. And out of nowhere, I began to see the little bitty babies flying around with trumpets in their mouth. And they were just singing unto God. And there was this big old white robe. I mean, the choir, everybody had on white robes. And it was like the choir never ended. It went all the way down, like literally. It went all the way down.
Mm,
And out of nowhere, I began to say, I'm home. I'm home. I'm finally home.
wow.
And out of nowhere, this gigantic angel appeared in the flaps. The wings of the angel was so powerful. It was like the flaps of the angel's wings was taking my breath. And as I began to kneel down, because the glory of God was so bright, I wasn't able to see. It was blinding me. And I remember kneeling down, and I remember doing my hands like this. And that's when the angel appeared. And out of nowhere, the angel began to look at me, and he began to smile. And I asked the angel, I said, "Who are you?" And the angel never said nothing to me, he just smiled at me. And I asked the angel again, I said, "Who are you?"
and he handed me a white envelope with a gold seal around it. And I grabbed the envelope and I opened the envelope and there was a letter inside. And the moment that I opened up the letter stated that it's not your time yet, and my eyes came open in the hospital.
Wow.
And just that whole entire experience, I've always been a loving person, but it it was deeper. It was beyond deeper. I just knew that that encounter, that moment, it changed my life for the rest of my life, and that's why I walk the way that I walk, really, really doing right by people, really loving people, really helping people, because I want to experience that. I want that to be my home. I want that which heaven will be my home, and that's how I live my life day to day, each and every single day. I know that we're not perfect, but the Bible tells us to practice living a life of holiness. And I truly love people. I truly love on people. I truly live a humbling life, doing right by people in real life. It's not a fairy tale. It's not something that is made up. Like, this is what it is, like really having that heart. So many people, they claim Jesus and they do this and they do that. But if your heart don't match, if it does not match the will of God, his heart, your living is in vain. It's in vain. Bible said, how can you say that you love me whom you never saw before, but you can't even love your brothers and your sister whom you see every day? Like, it's that type of effect. Like, no, how can I criticize you? How can I treat you bad? How can I do wrong to you and say that I love him? It's impossible. It's impossible. I can't tell you that I love you and I'm not doing what God is commanding me to do. I can't. It's impossible. It's not right. It's not right. And that's why each and every day, even the fact of losing my grandmother, and I know that woman was an angel. I know, but it's every single day she was thrown with something. It was an attack in the fact of how she handled herself, being targeted, having a prayer life. And that's why I tell people it's so important to have a prayer life. There's no power if there's no prayer life. There's really no purpose if there's no prayer life. How you're expecting to see the promise if you're not doing what the promise keeper telling you and commanding you to do? Pray without ceasing. It's imperative. It's important. So that experience all by itself, it showed me that my life it does revolve around purpose.
Wow.
It's a meaning. Like, if God wanted me, he would have took me right then and there. Even times where the enemy tried to come and kill me through car accidents. If he was ready for me, I would have been left. But I know that my life has purpose. And I don't care if it's just one soul. I done what God wanted me to do. So yes, that whole death experience changed my life for the rest of my life. I've never seen life the same ever since. Even having that encounter, experience in heaven, experiencing the aroma. And I'm just being truthful and honest. Like, I'm a woman, and you have different women that love different things. Like, I like perfume, but I never went to the extent like my mom, she go out. Huh. I'm talking about spending money on that type of, but that moment, that smell, I was trying to find and locate that aroma. And the spirit told me, you will never smell this unless you in my presence.
Wow.
And that's why it's so important for me to stay in his presence. There's no way around it. I'm not perfect. Do I always be in the spirit? Of course not. But when I'm in the spirit, ain't nothing like the presence of God. Your life shifts. He transforms you. Your mind has to be renewed. Everything about you has to change. Your attitude, the way you walk, how you talk, the way you see things, everything is different. There's no way around it. There's absolutely no way that God grants us life and then your life leave you and then he give you life again. How can you expect your life how can you expect it to be the same? You can't be the same. There's absolutely no way you can have an encounter with God, the true and only one, and your life stays the same. Something wrong with that picture. Are you really, is that really your God that you saying, that you claiming, that you praising about? Is that really the God that you, because there's absolutely no way that you have an encounter with God and your life stays the same. There's absolutely no way that God literally allows you to have the oil upon your life, even though you have to suffer. Yeah, because it's a cost. But there's absolutely no way that your life stays the same when God takes you from the pit to the palace. And I'm not talking about materialistic things, but I'm talking about supernatural things, because that's a supernatural place that God took me to. How can you expect your life to be the same? And yeah, people that thought that they was familiar with you, they don't understand you. They don't know who you are. I don't care what year, how long it has been, the years. No, they don't know who you are. Because one thing I learned about the Father, because it happened to my life, the people that wants to be so familiar with you, he will hide you. He will hide you, because people that becomes familiar with you, they begin to disrespect you and they dishonor you. So God is not going to allow people to dishonor what he has literally put on the inside of you, that is going to bring you to a place in him even the more. He's not going to allow it. So he'll hide you.
That's good. Just to still be able to even push through um with everything you've been through. I know how it was to lose my grandmother, both of them. I lost both at an early age. So and grandmothers be special. So I know it was tough. And then to turn around and lose my mother, it was tough. But I never um died and was brought back to life, almost been killed. um I definitely commend you for still being able to push through. I remember when your lungs collapsed and all of that. I remember all of that. And a lot of people didn't think you was gonna be able to sing again, even shortness of breath, even you couldn't work out for a while. Um, I remember all of that. So to now to see you able to work out, you able to sing, you back in the studio. Um, it's a blessing. Um, and all I want to say is don't stop,
Thank
because
you.
you never know who you touching, who you blessing, um, who you can help get delivered, who you can help pull through, and not just your family. So that's my encouragement to say, don't quit.
Thank you.
Even when you feel like quitting, you know what I'm saying? You may feel like quit, but don't ever quit. So
Thank you.
I just want to say that.
Thank you so
Yeah,
much.
definitely.
Thank you.
Now, um, I know you've been in the studio. Um, I know you promoting your new single. So, what is the title of your new single? And when are we going to expect it to be on all the platforms?
Well, the new single, I have been in the studio. Thank God, because I did lose my drive for
Mhm.
anything, losing my grandmother. But the title of the song is I Got You.
Okay.
And it does release on my birthday, August 6th. So if you notice, that is very special. Me burying my grandmother, my birthday, and then, just coming out with something that I thought that would never happen for me. I got so caught up into depression,
Hmm.
to the point where I didn't even know what it even felt like to be in the studio anymore. You
Mm.
know, I when I tell you I lost the drive to do everything, like I lost the drive. I didn't even know what I was empty.
Mm.
I was so empty, and the people that you look for to really be there and really have your back, like what do you do when they not there?
You know, what do you do when you expect them to hold you to a certain standard and push you and really be there to support you and carry you through? But,
Hmm.
you know, all I can just remember hearing is, I got you.
Oh yeah.
And it was the voice of God, I got you, and the voice of my grandmother. I'm gone, but I got you.
Yeah.
I'm praying and I'm pulling at the garment of Jesus on your behalf. And that right there is what keeps me going, keeps me going. So this song is very personal.
Mm.
It's very personal because even in the lyrics, I remember saying, um, I was faced with struggle, hoping one day that I will make it out. And then on the ending part of the song, I remember saying, um, how life can just get so greedy. I remember I had to give you the pieces, had to give you the pieces, trusting you again, you know,
Mm.
because even sometimes, like, it was hard for me to trust God. It was hard for me being in that place.
Right.
I was empty. I couldn't pray. I couldn't do nothing. But I remember I had to give God the pieces.
Mm.
A life can be just so greedy,
Right.
because it seemed like the moment you get to a place where you really trust him, you give him everything, but then here come life again, throwing some. So life became greedy.
Mm.
So it's definitely something very personal.
That's
My deepest, the deepest root story
okay.
for me.
Now, what's the name of the song again?
I got you.
I got you. All right. So I got you. August 6th, right? Your
Yes.
birthday, her 34th birthday. Um, Make sure y'all stream the song, download the
Yes,
song, buy the
please.
song, share the song, all that good stuff. And of course, I know the people probably want to know when you're going to work on the album, but I'm pretty sure you going to work on it. But right now, you focusing on the
Yeah.
single.
Yeah.
Okay, so album coming soon. But right now, just worry about the single. I got you. She got you. God got you.
Yes.
Everybody got you. All right. So make sure y'all stream that. Um. Okay. So now I want to ask you a question. Um. And I ask any artist this,
Mhm.
depending on their style of music, their genre. Um.
Right.
So if you could name your top 5 gospel artists, it don't matter what order. Um, who would you name? I already know one is Kurt Franklin. We already know.
Okay, so definitely Kirk Franklin,
Hmm.
Todd Galbraith,
Mm.
Todd Delaney,
Mm.
Timmerman,
Hmm.
and Leandra Johnson.
So that's perfect. And see, I know Quandra. So I pretty much knew most of those answers. That's why this game we're about to play this
Oh
game
my
that I
gosh.
call Pick Your Hero, right? It's a superheroes only podcast. So we're gonna play Pick Your Hero. Okay. So now I'm gonna ask you, I'm gonna name 2 artists,
Okay.
and then you gotta pick which one is your hero. If you can't choose, then you say both.
Okay.
But if you can choose,
Let's
then you
say
pick, and it's
okay.
no love lost. You still, you know.
Okay.
All right. So we going John P. Key or Hezekiah Walker?
John P.
Okay, that's a good one. All right, this next one gonna be tough. All right, Todd Delaney or Todd Galbraith?
Oh my gosh. He really did.
Man, both. I can't decide on that.
Yeah.
I can't decide on that. And you know what? You know what? I Can it be a 6?
Okay, name the 6.
Definitely, man. My homie, PMJ. What was I thinking?
Yeah.
Pastor Mike Jr.
Oh yeah,
He
yeah, yeah,
just he's part of our caliber. Like,
yeah.
there's no if and buts about it.
Nah, yeah,
Period. Point blank.
yeah.
Like, the reason why I say him for me is because his creativity. Like, he's not in a box. You know what I'm saying? Not
Right.
saying that Todd Delaney or anybody else, but it's just like, I don't know, like,
Mhm.
he comes down to the levels.
Mm,
You know what I'm saying?
right.
So he knows how to make an impact
Right.
on different levels of people.
Nah,
And that's how I feel, like, just hearing the testimonies. So it's like,
he can preach too.
yes,
Yeah,
he's
he's
very
dope.
skillful.
Yeah,
And like,
nah.
it's crazy. So yeah,
Yeah.
definitely.
Shout out Pastor Mike. Shout out his producer D-Lo. That's my homie. That Amen is out. That EP is out. So y'all go stream that too.
Definitely.
Okay, so now you couldn't choose between Todd Delaney and Todd Garber, which they both dope, both
Right.
worshipers, pure.
Right.
So my next one, Tasha Cobbs or Kiara Shear.
And I'm going from a place where I am,
Mm-hmm.
so definitely I gotta go with Kiara.
Okay.
I gotta go with Kiara.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
you know,
Nah, that's dope. That's
I
dope.
gotta go with Kiara. Only reason because there has been times and videos and moments that I have witnessed her praying. So I'm in a place of where prayer is more sincere than anything right now.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the music, the songs is good, but you got a prayer life.
Nah, I feel you.
So
I
yeah,
feel you.
definitely Kiara.
Okay. So I'm not even gonna put Kurt Franklin with nobody because we already know you picking Kurt Franklin. So I got two more.
Okay.
And these are both good. One is probably gonna be unorthodox. I know you're not expecting this one.
Let's
So
see.
we got Leandria Johnson
Okay.
or Fantasia.
Oh my gosh. Why is you doing this to me? Oh, listen. Them two.
See, I did my research on my artists.
Them two some
guests, I did
monsters, man.
They both
Listen.
some monsters, right?
Oh my gosh.
Both of them. Gotta pick both.
But you know what?
Uh-oh.
You know who I'm gonna go with though?
Who?
I'm gonna go with Fantasia right now. It's a different place.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? I definitely have witnessed her shift.
Yes. Okay. Okay.
And like it's hard choosing and picking
Right.
when you can't really choose and pick people that are really anointed. But I'm going from the moment of where I'm at in my life and just seeing Fantasia shift.
Right.
And really seeing her anointing be so effective. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. She's for the moment right now.
Okay. And then the last one, Pastor Mike Jr. or Ty Tripp.
Definitely PMJ.
Wow.
Definitely PMJ.
Okay. I mean, I
Nothing
can't
against Ty Trippett. He do his thing.
Ty, my favorite artist. So
Yeah. I love Ty.
yeah,
I love
but
Ty.
I get it, but
Definitely. It's the moments of what God has released.
right.
In the atmosphere when it comes to these certain artists and what they are literally releasing.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah, it's definitely, and it's where I'm at. You know what I'm saying? Just really seeing, how God can shift and really move and accelerate. Like it's different, in the spiritual world right now. Yeah, definitely.
Okay, so the last question. Save this for the end.
Okay.
It's probably gonna be a controversy. It's definitely a controversial question. And of course your answer, it may make some of the saints mad. It may make the world mad.
Okay. Give it to me because I don't care nothing about none of that.
I know you don't. And that's why I'm asking you.
Oh, okay.
See, she acting like her mama now. Shout out Quandra.
No, I just don't prove. I ain't got nothing to prove.
Right. Okay, so how do you feel about people who are quote unquote saved, sanctified, filled with the Holy Ghost, listening to secular music? Like, do you feel like listening to secular music, because growing up in the old school church, I know my era, you couldn't listen to no rap. If you did, you was going to hell. You couldn't listen to no R&B. If you did, you was going to hell.
Right.
You couldn't even listen to nothing that wasn't gospel.
Right.
But then growing up as a musician and playing at weddings for people who were saved, who were preachers, who were praise and worship leaders, the songs at the weddings were love songs. They were R&B songs.
Right.
You don't sing "Never Would Have Made It" when you about to go home and kiss your wife or husband.
Right.
So, how do you feel about someone being a minister, a pastor, saved, whatever, in the church, listening to secular music?
I will say, um, what are you listening to, first of all?
Mm-hmm.
And second, are you mature enough
Mm.
to hear these type of songs and not fall in a way that's gonna cause you to sin? Truth be told, we grew up off these songs.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we saw these things. But it all, to me, it all reflects around the maturity level, you know. And I'm not going to listen to something that's gonna cause me to sin. Like if I know that I'm battling
Mm-hmm.
with in a place where I haven't been touched, but all of a sudden that I'm dealing with these different type of hormones now, I'm not gonna listen to a song that's gonna cause me to fall and go out and fornicate.
Correct. Because
So
lyrics are everything. So
exactly.
it's a difference between a pure just love song.
Right.
I think I said this before, Music Soul Child Love.
Right.
That's a love song.
Right.
It's clean.
Right. And you got to understand too, not to cut you off, these are also artists who grew up in the church,
Correct.
you know,
Correct.
fathers, mothers
Right.
who are pastors and things like that. So
Right.
it's not what you do, it's how you do it.
Right.
And also, I'm not going to put myself in a position where it caused me to become distracted, you
Mm.
know?
Yeah.
So, and the fact that if I'm married, I'm not listening to no never would have made it and or take me to the king. No, come on. I'm not doing
Your
it.
husband gonna take you
I
to the
want to
king.
be romantic. I want to be in a place where it's
Right.
me and my love life. We just vibing, we chilling, and you know, like
Right.
who cares?
Nah, I get it. I get it.
Like I'm not out here
Right.
doing. I'm not on no other stuff, no weird stuff, no wild stuff. Like no.
Right.
And so many people, they want to be holier than thou. Even y'all that sits in high places, and I will tell you to your face, you ain't all the way right still, because we're all people
Yes.
that's still
Yes.
living
Correct. We
to
not
do what
perfect.
and we don't
sin
have to
daily.
we don't have to keep saying that, because we know that
Yeah. We
people
got
that have an ear,
Yeah.
they can hear.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We don't have to keep on making this an excuse. Like I don't got to keep on saying, yeah, I'm not perfect. Yeah, we know that. But you ain't got to walk around with a mask on either.
Yeah.
Because at the end of the day, there's nobody that can put you in heaven or hell.
That's fact. And that's what I like about you, knowing you for the past 7, 8 years, you know, um, you still human being, you still
Yes,
normal.
definitely.
You know what I'm saying? You know when you mess up, you know,
I tell you when I messed up.
that's a fact. We done had plenty of conversations, so
You can't expose something that I'm willing to tell.
correct, correct. So, and we definitely appreciate you for that. Um, so at the end of every show, we always want to give our guests, you can call it props, you can call it their flowers while they living.
Right.
We call it the superhero award, superhero of the day award. So every guest gets this award. So I know you wasn't expecting it. I know you didn't know about it, but you know, so
Okay.
yeah. So this is your Grammy
Oh,
tonight.
I know that's right. Hey, happy birthday to me. Yes. Let me stop.
She's so country, bro.
Okay, go ahead and present it. I'm listening.
So this plaque, it says Superheroes Only Podcast presents the Superhero Award to Quandra Banks, July 2025.
Okay.
We want to present you.
Listen. Yes, I am adding this. Thank you, superheroes. The Superhero Lord, it's me. She is me.
Wow.
Listen, I was not expecting this. Had me, yeah, you know what? I deserve this because you had me crying and stuff. Had me coming out of my.
You deserve
But
it,
no,
man.
thank
And you
you.
know,
I
we
definitely listen.
that's how I like to appreciate my guests. You know, some of the guests I know personally, some I don't know personally. I know you personally. I know what you've been through. It's a lot of stuff you deserve that you didn't get. There's a lot of
Appreciate it.
stuff,
Hey,
you
don't
know.
try to
So I
make me
want
cry.
to, yeah, don't start crying
I
again.
already been crying enough
Yeah.
now.
But yeah, we just wanted to show you appreciation.
You.
So, next time we'll give you $1 million.
I
You
know.
know,
Ooh, that's it.
yeah,
Ooh, I
yeah, you
like that
know.
too now.
And man, listen, Quandra Banks. Listen, guys, she's viral. We didn't even talk about her viral moment. You know, I'm glad I was there before people even knew who she was.
Right.
She blew up, went viral, um, and I was a part of that. So we just want to say thank you for coming on the show, taking time. Um, you know, you stay humble. Quandra has like 1 million followers on all platforms total. Um, Make sure y'all stream her music. Go
Please.
check
Thank
her
you.
YouTube out. Me and her got a few videos out where we just
Yes.
I'm playing and she's worshiping, just pure worship. Make
Yes.
sure y'all download that new single. Don't just stream it. Streaming is free. Make sure y'all download it too. August 6th, I Got You. It's coming out. Listen, it's Sterling Christian, Superheroes Only podcast. We appreciate you. Quandra Banks in the building. Listen, we out. Let's go.